Hey, this video will have huge spoilers for Combatants Will Be Dispatched Volume 7, so before you click this video, beware! But with that out of the way, Combatants Will Be Dispatched Volume 7. I've waited well over 2 years since the English release of Volume 6, so you know I was very anxious to get my hands on this book. But was this novel worth the wait? Well, in this video, we are going to be going over everything I loved and everything I did not love about this volume, and to find out if it was worth the wait, for me at least. So starting off with things I did not enjoy in this volume, I think the only issue I had, and this is an issue prevalent with the rest of the series, but I never really enjoyed characters getting sidelined for an entire volume. Now, it's never too noticeable in the volumes, as even if a character doesn't play a huge role, they still pop up fairly often and show up in the volume and have some scenes. An example I would bring up would maybe be Grimm having a very small role in Volume 4, but she's still present, and the times Grimm is present is very enjoyable. Here, however, I did feel that it was really noticeable, and did take me out with how characters really got sidelined here, these two characters I speak of being Viper and Grimm. And that kinda sucks, especially for Viper, as I really wanted to see a Bile and Viper interaction of some sort, and this volume didn't really deliver that for me. Now, Grimm being absent, I have less of an issue with, because the way Grimm was kicked out of the volume by Bile was really funny and really enjoyable. But Viper being left to just effectively sit in one place for most of the volume didn't really sit well with me. Now I say this, but I do think it was a good decision not to have too much Viper in this volume. Viper had just starred front and center in 2 volumes back to back, those being volumes 5 and 6, so I'm very happy that Natsumi didn't want to oversaturate the series with her character. I don't want Natsumi to just shove Viper down our throats too much, despite my love for this character, because I am a firm believer that too much of a good thing really sours your taste. Next volume better have a shit ton of Viper though, Natsumi, I swear to God! So I am sad that Viper and Grimm got sidelined really hard in this volume. I actually do appreciate Viper being pushed back away from the spotlight for a little bit, and I believe that the way Grimm was sidelined was really funny and a good way to put her out of the volume. I just still don't enjoy characters being sidelined so heavily in these series, and it's just an issue I had with this. And we also got one of my favorite Viper illustrations this volume, so that also kind of lessens a blow of little Viper content here, so thank you Kakeo, you have my thanks. Now, moving away from the only negative I had in this volume, let me talk about how amazing this book was, because yes, I did really love this volume. And the first thing I loved about this volume was Bile. Now, getting into this volume, I was worried if Bile would be as good as Lilith was in Volume 4. Would she be as fun, as enjoyable, as interesting? I didn't know. Thankfully, however, Bile is easily the highlight of this volume. The first thing I enjoyed about her was her backstory and her missing memories and her relationship with Six, and why she did what she did to lose her memories. Fiona Hardick seemed Six get so gravely injured. I thought that this stuff was really shocking to see for Bile, but I was very pleasantly surprised. I really love stuff like that in media, so I couldn't help but smile at that reveal. I also love how it's implied that Bile regained her memories at the end of the volume, but is content with leaving her past behind and embracing who she's become. I didn't really expect all this in her character, but it was really great to me, and I loved this writing so much. But Bile isn't just a very interesting character, she is hilarious. Reading the absolute chaos Bile got up to in this volume, I couldn't help myself grinning from ear to ear. From killing a god and becoming worshipped by people while just being lost, to declaring herself queen just for the hell of it, Bile was so much fun in this volume. And the climax with her and Tigerman fighting the primordial dragon, a being literally miles long, was just so freaking cool. Heck, I like Bile so much in this volume, I would go as far to say that she's my 4th favorite character in this series. She was that good. Also, if you want a video ranking all the characters in order, let me know, just let me know you want that. So yeah, Bile was amazing. You wanna know who else was amazing in this volume? Tigerman. Tigerman has never had a role as large in the series as he's had now, and I really enjoyed him here. The scenes Tigerman had with Six and the gang were all really funny, and it's very in character for Tigerman to kidnap a child and hide out in the woods, something I found really fun. But hey, don't worry, he'll be the first to let you know that he didn't touch a hair on that child, so he's not a pedophile, just a lolicon. Six, as always, was a great character to follow. I don't think he had as strong of character moments in this volume as he did in volumes 5 and 6, but I still think Six was a very strong character to follow. I actually really enjoyed him facing off against the dragon in chapter 1 so Heaney and the others could escape out the woods. And as previously mentioned, I really enjoyed his relationship with Bile, and his reaction to Tigerman's actions was really great. And just in short, although this is not the strongest volume for Six, he was still an extremely strong character in this book, and I enjoyed him greatly. All the other characters in this volume are great too. Adlai is as funny as always, and I hope she continues appearing in the series. Rose and Russell are great too, and Rose especially had some funny moments in this volume, such as teaming up on Russell and Six to get some snacks. One thing I really liked about Russell and Rose is just how standing near Bile, their bodies shook uncontrollably. It does a really good job at portraying how terrifyingly strong Violet is, and it's pretty cool. Heating and Snow are pretty good too. That one scene where they're initially discovered after being teleported away in hopes of catching Violet really made me go, but that was very short-lived, so it was good, and it was really funny too. Who knows, maybe next volume we'll be back in the fruit market with these two because they were left to get alone again. Alice is great too. Alice had a lot of nice moments, and I really enjoy how she sort of put on the back foot for the first time in the series with how unpredictable and crazy Bile is, especially compared to how she acted with Lilith. And of course, the Agent 10 scene had me dying, with Alice actually having to reboot with how crazy Agent 10 is. It's all great. Little Bastion was a surprising treat to read too. I didn't expect her to play some sort of role here, but I thought she was pretty fun and cute. Her and Six navigating the woods is pretty nice, and reminded me slightly of Six, Alice, and Viper in the woods in the previous volume. Though I enjoyed Volume 6's forest scene much more than Volume 7's, but that's besides the point. And Little Bastion wanting to bash in the Hiragi lady's head got me chuckling. She was out for blood here, and I loved it. Some new characters grabbed my interest here as well, with Princess Lydia especially being a pretty neat addition to the story. I like the sort of connection she forms with Bile and the reason she was so dead set on winning the crown from her brother. That being, she takes the punishment of death when replacing the Sorcerer's Stone next to the Primordial Dragon, and I think it was really cool. And we already mentioned them, but the small parts that Grim and Viper got in this volume, I did enjoy. Bayo killing Grim, especially by forcing socks on her feet, got me laughing really hard and was really great. And again, Viper, the tiny bit she got, I enjoyed it. Moving away from all the characters though, another thing I really loved in this volume was the lore we kept on getting. From stuff like the Sand King being genetically engineered by Hiragi, to there being a society that used to oppose the Hiragi Corporation that is responsible for the underground ruins we've explored in the series, along with beasts like the Forest King. That was pretty cool to learn. Seeing how the Hiragi Corporation sort of views the world was also interesting to say the least, because they have some interesting worldviews, and I liked the expansion on things such as Little Bastion's tribe and the other Hiragi tribe that was messing with them. And so lore is great, but what else does this book have? Well, comedy of course. I've spoken about this a lot in this video, but the comedy in this book is pretty good, and I had a great time overall laughing at all the nonsense. And that basically sums up my thoughts on the volume as a whole. If you wanted me to say where to rank this book, I think I'd place it as the third best volume in this series. I want to say that it is slightly above volume 4 to me, owing mainly to the wonderful writing placed within Bile's character and her very intriguing backstory, but still behind volumes 5 and 6 because I think Viper is still written better, and her relationship with 6 being expanded and fleshed out the way it was engages me a little bit more than Bile and 6, despite loving their relationship. Now I will say, it is barely behind volume 6, but volume 5 is way better, but it is really close to volume 6, so yeah, this is the third best volume in the series, and I'm very content with having to wait 2 years. It was worth the wait. And so yeah, that's the video. This was much longer than I expected it to be while writing, so I hope I can not only get this video out in a timely manner, but I can also make it visually interesting because, to my knowledge, the only scans out there are the ones I made, and there is very little art of this volume, so good luck me. But yeah, what do you guys think of the volume? I would love to hear your thoughts about the volume down in the comments below. And without the way, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Peace.